Well, I know how we lost it, but in relation to why and how, yeah, of course, that's the questions for, immediate now, tomorrow, and making sure that we get on and learn the lessons that we've not learned in the first 2 weeks. To be fair, we had a lot of control. I mean, to be fair, they started well. I don't think we started as well as last week, but we managed to wrestle control back, and we've relinquished control again. So that's the big thing that we've got to get on top of, because teams are too good in this league. Once the momentum shifts a lot and quickly, it's very hard to wrestle it back. So once you've got it, you've got to keep it, and you've got to turn that into points on the scoreboard.
Because you played some nice stuff, scored some good tries, but they were always just in that game.
Yeah, again, and then you bring the referee into the last 10 minutes, right? So from that point of view, and that's, you've got to give them credit too, that they stayed in the fight and made it difficult for us. But we're at home and we set certain standards, and the fact that the changing room's silent probably tells us that we feel that we didn't meet those standards, or certainly not consistently enough.
Drawn a defeat in the first 2 weeks, how do you assess it as a period?
Well, not ideal for sure. You'd be surprised if I said anything else, especially if you look at the context of the two games. But as I've just said to the players, and I've not said very much, and to be fair, the leaders have stood up and spoken to with each other as they do on the pitch. We talk about it's ancient history now. It's what happens next. We've got to move our focus to a Glasgow team that you saw run rampant last night, because that's going to be a very, very stiff challenge for sure, because you saw how good they were the night before. So that's ancient history. We're very, very disappointed. I can't say how disappointed we are, especially, stress enough how disappointed we are for the people that come to watch, and also, as you say, the nature of what happened. We need to be better, we need to move on, and we need to move on quickly.
Jack Walsh had a chance to win it. He obviously had a great conversion last week, just pushed it wide.
Yeah. As I've just said on the TV, everyone will pick on key moments and understand why that's your job. We had plenty of opportunity to take that out of the equation, so there's no finger pointing at Jack whatsoever.
In terms of next week, Glasgow, how good they were yesterday, what are you expecting from them?
Well, they wanted to play fast. I mean, the one thing I would say about the game was very, very slow, especially in the first. I mean, there was 10 minutes of dead time and bits and pieces, and, we like Glasgow and like a number of other teams want to play fast, and we struggle to dictate the tempo of the game. So that's certainly something that we will look to do, but they will also look to do it too, and they were very, very good at it. So, yeah, it could be put your seatbelts on and see what happens.
The Lions slowed down possession at the ruck a lot. How do you solve that?
Yeah, well, you need to, like all things, you need to try and keep the ball quick to stress the defence, to keep on the front foot. But also then when you decide to kick it away, you've got to kick it away with a chance to either get the ball back or stress the defence with whatever decisions you make. And we probably didn't do that well enough. We probably haven't done that well enough in the first two games, to be fair.
Anyone back for next week? And how has Max Nagy seemed to take
it? He's all right, he's got cramp.
Yeah.
He's okay. People that are back, so the two HIA boys, Gareth Anscombe and Owen Watkins will be available, which is great. We're going to need to dust ourselves down and get back on the horse as quickly as we can.
Thank you.
Even though you didn't get the result, do you feel your attack is getting a lot better? Because obviously you said last year you didn't score enough tries. Ironically, you get a bonus point, you still lose a game. So it's a bit
I suppose when you go, Gareth, you asked me around, if you look in a points teller, you've got 4 points, in relation to, so you've effectively won a game. So look, we talked about the importance of bonus points, and yes, us attacking well, but I think we've got much more to come than that from what I saw. I think we left a lot out there from an opportunity recognition point of view, but that's part of growing. We want to be a decision-maker based team, which we trust and back the decisions that we make, but we've got to learn, or got to keep pushing and stretching ourselves to make the best decision, and that's part of growing a team, right?
Do you think it was just sort of little things leading you down rather than a sort of tactical point of view? Because you did sort of you stressed them a lot and you scored a lot of tries, but just the odd area here or there. So in a way that's fixable, I suppose. Yeah,
of course. Look, the intent. The one thing I'm really pleased about is the positive intent, and we talk about that as a group. So the intent is certainly positive, but we still need to be effective, and accurate. And at times we weren't, and we paid big prices for that at times. that's the challenge. That's what coaching and playing and being a player and being a coach and all the things that's what it's all about. But we won't stop trying because that's what we said we would do.
And just finally for me, Keelan Giles, again, I've asked you before, but he seems to be getting back to what he was like before his injuries. He looked sharp again tonight.
Yeah, very good. He was very, very good tonight, and took his chances exceptionally well. We talk about stressing defenders. He's a guy that does that, and it's exciting to see him with ball in the hands. And the challenge for us is to get him in those positions as often as we can.
Without dwelling on it too much, I guess the nature of their tries tonight is frustrating from a coaching point of view. I think one's from a sort of failed exit, and others from an error from the back of a scrum. It's sort of cliche, but it's coach killers, isn't it?
Yeah, it's certainly a great place to be in because you want people to work hard for it. But it's the nature of this beast. Sometimes that happens, but for sure we need to be when we talk about controlling our own environment. Those are points where we could probably have greater control. We certainly could have greater control, and as a result, we make ourselves harder to beat. Not only by playing a certain way, but also making it difficult for others to play too.
Obviously, you mentioned Jack Walsh, and there's a fair few young players, and control's a buzzword. I mean, even in a losing cause, can this be a learning experience for guys like Jack?
Of course, absolutely. We are very committed to breeding the next crop of Welsh young players for sure. I've been on record. You have all been around me long enough to hear me talk about it. And you can reel them off. Your Morgan Morrises, Will Griffiths, Jack Morgans, Ruben Morgan Williams, Joe Hawkin. There's loads, and we will continue down that route for sure because ultimately they care about the organisation. They care about what they're doing, they care about each other, and also they've got the right attitude to maximise their talent. And as a result, we'll see where that talent takes them.